Hey guys, it's Getting Real with a Cockney Buddha. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. It's Saturday. I hope you're up and getting out there doing it. Getting that positive energy out there and forging a way forward. Today we're going to be talking about those people that you take on those journeys with you and who you meet. I've got many thanks out there to put out there too. It's those people that when you're on your journey, they help support you. The friends, the ones that are there. And I know we all have many of those that we kind of somewhat forget. But they're all part of that journey. Even the pieces, parts where some of those have faded away, it's all part of that journey. So grab yourself a coffee or a cup of tea and listen in, guys. Yeah, talking about coffee, I'll tell you what, mate. Jeez Louise. I never used to, I'm a tea drinker. And once I started getting in with this group, which is going to come up in this conversation, they all drink coffee. And there's even one of the guys, Dan, who's in the group, he's got his own coffee going and he roasts his own beans and, which is fascinating. But I'm on my second double espresso right now because when I made the first one, and I forget what the syrup was that I put in the first one, but in my second one that I made, because I made the first one, I'm like, wow, that went down a bit quick, and I made the second one, and I thought, you know what, I gotta write this down because I made a double espresso. But I had coffee cake, plant-based creamer in it with white chocolate syrup, and I heated up the syrup and the creamer a little bit in the microwave. Probably uncouth to do it in the microwave. There's probably a proper way of doing that with the steamer thing, but and then just put it under we've had it for years, this thing, and it was one of those things that sat over in the corner and didn't get used much, one of those like pieces of kitchen furniture that you have and you're like, one day I'm going to use that. Well, that was our coffee machine, because we got like an espresso thing on it and you got a frother thing on the side and but now we use it. We got the syrups and everything. But what's crazy is my kids, still go to bloody coffee shops, and you can make it just as good with what we have. What is that? What's all that about? I mean, I can understand the social aspect of it. Of course, there is something about a coffee shop, I gotta say. And I do like a bit of a coffee shop myself, I've got to say. But I just wanted to share that because I thought, bloody hell. Coffee cake plant-based creamer with white chocolate syrup in a double espresso. Bloody hell. And then I come in to do this podcast, and I always get bloody excited when I'm gonna start podcasting. And I don't know what that is. I think there's some anxiety that's kind of thrown in there too, because as soon as I hit that button, I know that it's game on, and I just go straight through. Even though at the beginning of this one I had to restart it because I can't remember what I said, but it was like, no, that weren't right. But I was only a few seconds in, so that was cool. But yeah, I come in here, I start getting excited, and then I start forgetting shit, and I want stuff in order. I gotta have my incense burning. My friend out there, JoBeth, I don't know if she does this, but she's another one I'm going to be making mention of on this in a bit. But yeah, and I've got this incense called vampire blood. Listen, I know it's like, oh, what does that smell like? Listen. This shit is like sweet smelling. It's a really look it up. I know, Amazon. Okay, go and check it out. People like it or they don't like it, but it's called Vampire Blood Incense Sticks, and they also do this like little mini roll-on thing as well, which I have as well. And let me tell you, man, keep your freaking whatever the heck splash-ons, mate. Give me this little kind of perfumey, flowery smelling roll on, because I've had compliments on it, let me tell you. So shit. And it's way cheaper. Of course, it's probably burning off half my epidermis, but no, listen, I check things out. I mean, we cut, obviously they still bung shit in there, right? I mean, look at the food as well, right? Jeez, man. But anyway, so I come in here and I sit down, and I've got this calendar which I've mentioned on here before, and it's the Unfuck Yourself calendar. A great book as well. Go and read the book by Gary John Bishop. But my wife got me the calendar, so it's those little, the daily tear-offs. Well, I don't know why I put calendars like that in areas where I might visit not so much, kind of like not on the daily, because I'm not in here on the daily. Where I work in a different room because my wife works in here on some of the days of the week. So I don't come in it. But why would I put the bloody calendar? It's a really good calendar as well, guys. Go and check it out. It's one of those daily rip-off ones. And the way the week's been for me, I know there's a lot of people who've been going through it lately. I've been hearing, the stories out there, and people kind of, I don't know, it's a leap year. Someone help me out with that, guys. Hey, hit me up. You can get hold of me on social media and shit like that. Or email me mindnutrition4, the number 4, all, ALL, @gmail.com, because I tell you what, I'm hearing a lot of stuff, and I'm hearing about, because of the leap year, and I'm like, bloody hell, it's like, have I got more sensitive or something? So if anybody out there can help me out with that, and do the I'm not into, I know people that do the night sky and that, and the way the sun is positioned and all that, and it's spot on. And I don't know that area, but I'm always interested in getting feedback off of people that I know and love. Beautiful human beings out there that are really in touch with all that, and they sometimes say, hey, you feeling this? Or I get a hold of them and go, what's going on? But anyway, I sit down. So, my week has been a bit naughty, to say the least, as far as the old, I've had anxieties, I've had some panic attacks here and there, things, and I've been doing some heavy work in my own therapy. So, this all adds up. But it was kind of feeling it around on the Tuesday, and what's weird is I hadn't torn off any of my calendar, so I wanted to read out the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which was really crazy, because on the Tuesday it was kind of there. On the Wednesday, the next leaf of the calendar made sense, and then on the Thursday was my own therapy session with Judith. So bear that in mind when I read through these, because the Tuesday said, the future has arrived. Now what the hell are you going to do about it? And it's like, shit. Now when I think back, right? It's like, oh, what the heck? I can see how that can match certain things. And then the following day, you need to manage yourself, because if you don't, not only will your relationships be less fruitful in the short term, but you're also just going to continue spiraling down this hole and digging yourself deeper and deeper. The more you let these negative habits and tendencies run wild, the stronger they become and the harder they are to break. And I'm like, are you shitting me? Is this like, how did someone walk in here and type this up? What? Like the day of or something? It's like, okay. And then I tear the next one off, which, remembering, was my day, you know, to be back, which was another heavy day. You know, there's no messing about when you go in. If you're going to go in and you're going to do the therapy, you're going to go in there and do the therapy. It's no good going in there. Yeah, you have the days when you talk about great things. I love those days. And you're basically in the glory of what you've accomplished and things that may be small to some people out there that are looking in, but to the individual that has a problem doing it, it's like winning a medal. So on the Thursday, it said, your truth is not the truth to anyone but you. And if your truth does not light you up, it might be time for you to come up with another one. It's like, what? What? It's like, wow, you got to like process it a little bit, because that, I don't know if that rang bells with anybody else from like Tuesday to, well, that was Tuesday to Thursday. So I don't know if that rang bells with anybody, but let me tell you, and this, you know, starting of this, you know, what I'd said at this podcast is surrounding yourself with the people that, you know, make a difference when you're going through those things. And there's some people that have popped up recently, and I've been taking more note of my journey along the way and the people that I have met. And some of those people, you know, you may not have jived with properly. Right, there may have been something there that wasn't quite right, but you've crossed paths in some kind of way, and you can see how it's made some kind of a difference in some kind of way. It could be knowing that they've taught you what not to do by their own actions. It could be something like that. But you cross paths, and then there's the people that you cross paths with that become really, really someone that you look to, that you look up to. They become your mentor. People that will take you under their wing, start showing you what they know, and you know, through that, you start building another relationship in bonding, in friendships and shit like that. And there's my therapist is one of them. You know, she's my mentor. I look up to her. She's saved my damn ass a few times. We have a very different bonding relationship that I've never known anybody else. That, you know, the therapy client thing, it's meant to be, that's it. But you know, I understand the boundaries. I'm very, very conscious of it. I've had that discussion with JoBeth, my therapist, and, you know, it's an absolute blessing to be able to have somebody that, when it's Thursday and it's my time, it's game on. It's like, right, what are we doing here? What are we figuring out? And you know, I don't take... when I'm getting told something by JoBeth on it's that day, it's nothing but love and care and knowing that there's a direction here somewhere. There's nothing personal. You hear things that you might not want to hear, and that's that. Those kind of people are the people that you meet and you take them with you. And sometimes it's, you know, the journey doesn't last. Sometimes some people may drift off, and some people drift off, and then you hear from them, and all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, right? There's all those different types of people that we meet along the way, and I've got a lot of you know, I've got a lot of people out that I've met along the way, including my wife, right? I mean, blimey, there's a whole story right there of how that all happened. Because when people hear that story, you know, I've shared that with clients of mine too, and I mean, we lived 4,000 miles away from each other, right? So I've got many thanks for my wife and my beautiful daughters, right? You know, dedicating this to them. That's what I'm going to do. I'm dedicating this podcast to them because shit, you know, my wife knows me better than anybody. She even knows just to look at me what's going on, and she calls it. But you know, the past few years, I've met a lot of people on my journey. I've chefed with a lot of different people that have changed my career path as far as my chefing was going, and people pointing me in the right directions. One guy really got me into the career. Actually, there was a couple of guys. He was a Scottish fella that started in a place called the British School of Osteopathy. I don't know if it's still there. It'd be interesting to know if it's still there. But it's you go right into Charing Cross London train station, and it's not far from walk from there, about 10 minutes maybe. But I worked there, and there was a fella that I was pot washing and cleaning dishes and one thing, you know, and he got me my first whites, got me in the kitchen, and then you know that changed a different course. It was like, okay, all of a sudden, because I didn't know what I wanted to do, I had no idea. I had no idea. It was a friend of the family that got me into that kitchen because he worked there. He was a kitchen manager, and he got me in there when I was young. But you know, even though that guy, you know, disappeared, I can't remember what happened to him, but I haven't forgotten that guy. It was a moment in my life that shifted, and these people, you know, you wish because you forget about the journey. You forget, like, we sit here in the journey that we're in, and you know, we forget that there's people that have walked in and out of our lives that have made a massive difference in us getting to where we are actually right now, wherever that may be. And the journey doesn't ever end, because you start meeting, you know, many people along the way that, you know, they come and go. Some stay, some you build a huge bond with, you know, the people that look out for you, which is what we're talking about, those people. But, you know, the journeys in general. And remember, if you fear meeting somebody, like going into something that may be social, don't look at the fear as in you're going to be judged or anything like that. Look into all those people and see potential. Turn it around. Turn the mind around. Look at everybody as being a friend, someone you're going to bond with in different ways or forms, things you can share with, things that you don't want to miss out on. It could be your next hobby. It could be your next interest. It could be a person that points you into a direction and you're like, holy shit, and it completely changes your career path. This has all happened to me, and I'm going to go into some of these people as well. But don't fear meeting people, because you're missing out on opportunities that are sitting right there out of fear of being judged, or you're not good enough, or you don't know what to say, or, you know, the first thing you want to say is, hey, hello, I'm whoever, right? I'm Steve. You know, pleased to meet you. You know, what brings you here? What's your name? What's going on? And just start talking. Ask the questions. Be interested in the other person, and then you haven't got the emphasis on you to perform. So if you put the emphasis on the other person, you're not performing. You're finding an interest in trying to find out knowledge. That becomes interesting. That pushes you forward. Instead of thinking that you're going to be, you know, the one put on the spot and, you know, on the back foot. You know, and I tell you what, when you ask someone who's just like yourself, if you start getting asked questions about something that you're interested in, what does it do? brings your energy up, makes you feel good. So why wouldn't you want to share that onto somebody else? Make that the course, make that the direction and the intent. But anyway, yeah, lots of many different people. You know, even my mate Dave, who I've known for 30 plus bloody years. I've got many out there. Si, who've cracky. There's many I've met. Different Daves I've met along the way. But then it comes up to like fairly recent, where I met a fella who has a podcast. Well, it's kind of it's one of those where you look at it and you go, is it vlogging or is it podcasting? Right? I say vlogging, but I nearly said podcasting there. But I say vlogging. He's got his own YouTube channel and he vlogs and he does it daily. And his name's 30-year-old Grom. And I've met him fairly recently, within the past. How long have I known him now? Maybe 4 years, maybe. I'm actually not too sure. 3 years? I'm not too sure actually. But I think it was a couple of years ago. He how it started was well, let me start here first. He got me into this group that I'm in now, which is a whole bunch of cool people. Rick, who has his own channel, Cool Knife Network, and then you got Grom, Dan, he roasts his own coffee and shit. Joe, Scramble Joe, he has his own channel. Billy, who I'm going to be making mention of. Tori, Dave. You know, there's many. There's many on there that are all part of the journey now. Cool people that I've got in touch with, and that was through one person. And what it took me doing was stretching my hand out, which is what I mean about those people that you surround yourself with. Being able to stretch your hand out, being able to, talk, right? If you're in a bit of a spot, it's the talking without being judged, knowing that this person might not fully understand what's going on in your mind, but they are sympathizing with you through what you're going through. There may not be an understanding of it, but when you have a heart and you got those people there that are solid with you, they just get it. They don't have to understand it. It's a personal bond. It's not the bond with the emotion. It's a bond with the emotion, of course, but it's not part of the they don't need to understand those pieces because they already understand your heart. Let me put it that way. They know the heart of you. They know who you are, and that's not part of you. And by the way, don't own your shit, guys. Don't own your anxiety. Don't say I have anxiety. Say I see it. I see it. Because you're working with it. It's not part of you. It doesn't, mental health doesn't make you who you are. And it's mental health, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But anyway, so this group that that I got involved with, which was fairly recently, that started off, and we always get, we all get in there and we all talk, and there's different lives that are done out there. Cool Life Network's got one on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. on Eastern Time, US. Go and check him out. Grom does one daily. Tori has Van Life Wanda. You see videos of hers out there on the pretty much fairly recent, right? Like you'll see them. You won't. There ain't a big gap. Put it that way. I'm mumbling around here. What's the matter with me? Jeez, Steve, what's up with you? Is it a coffee? Is it the 4 espressos that I've had? Because I've had 2 double. Well, I haven't drank this one all yet, but I need a little drop. Hang on a minute. Let me have a little drop of this first. All right, good. See, you got to wet the old mouth down a little bit. But anyway, getting back, the group is, there's a good few people in there that we get in there and we chat and we're making these bonds, and that becomes part of the journey. So that's part of that journey now. It's funny because now I look at the group and it's like, even though I take breaks from the group, which I'm getting to in a minute, and I won't go in there so often, or I might nip in there and read a little bit and nip out again. And I'm normally like that when I'm processing shit, or especially like I was this week, where it's like, I've got shit going on here, and I'm going to start like looking at how much you're scrolling and, getting on top of certain things because it's part of that tools and process, and where am I slipping, or, right, am I keeping up with meditations, which I found out, through my app because it keeps track. I'd missed a couple of those, and that is very unlike me. So recognizing these things and going, oh, there's these little fragments that are fragmented off, which is what we do. And we do the same with stretching out to our friends and those people that are there. They become part of the fragments because we get into the mindsets that we don't want to put on them. We don't want to put them in a position like we are in our own minds. But what you're ending up doing is you're ending up denying them the worth of what they're going to get by helping you. And the purpose, by the way. Right? How do you feel when you help someone out? You feel great, right? When you get someone to a point, or they hear you and they make adjustments, and right? Feels absolutely phenomenal. So why deny that feeling to somebody else? Stretch the hand out. And, that's happened to me a few times since this week or so, past couple of weeks, when I've been a bit like, and I tell you what, thank God for my job, because that really, really, really helps. I can't even, I just switch on. And, it pulls you from yours to looking, and that helps because, and then there's that purpose, there's that worth, there's that volunteering is great for that, guys. If you go and volunteer as well, or do something for somebody, even if you smile at somebody, that's going to build that energy in your worth. Trust me, it works. And don't allow somebody that you smile at, if they don't smile back, to pull your energy down. Because they could be going through something that you may not even understand, but you, by smiling to them, it may look a bit gruff that they're coming at you with, but they may remember that later on. You don't know. So don't, that's on them, that's not on you. But anyway, so they become part of fragments, like the friends, and I've just started to notice, oh shit, I'm starting to not tune in to people now at the minute because of where I've been and fragmenting off, and you avoid and one thing the other. But so this one night, I think it was last week. Yeah, it was last week, and I could feel myself dropping a bit. I think it was on a Friday evening, I think it was, and I was like, oh shit, or it might have been Saturday, it might have been last week Saturday. I can't remember, but my phone starts going, I look at it, and it's Grom. It's 30-year-old Grom. And I look at it, and I'm like, oh, no. First thing in my mind, oh, no, I don't really, avoidance. No, I don't really want to talk straight away. Why? Because, this is split seconds, because it's like you don't want to put on somebody, or you don't want to talk about it and make it bigger in your own head. And, when you've been there, you know when it's spiraling more. So, but it was the very thing that I needed. And I do say needed. Well, actually, no, I chose it because I chose to hit the answer instead of just letting it run out. So I hit it, and he came on the video, and I said, hey, matey, listen, I'm going through one right now. And he's like, well, what's up? So I started explaining some of the, and he's, if you go and check his YouTube out, the 30-year-old Grum, and go back to some of the real old ones as well, and you'll understand the newer ones actually, the guy better, because it's a lot of mental health, depression, shit like that. So I know he understands and I know he gets it. So, but I normally would have avoided, and I didn't. I hit that answer button, and that became a little bit of a turn point. You know, those moments, you grab all those moments. Because all of a sudden, we wasn't even talking about the shit. He just asked me what was happening, what was going on. I explained, you know, and I could see he freaking got it. And I see him shift the kind of conversation a bit, and that, you know, pulls you away from what you got your mind on. So, and then we've been in touch through the week, and then Rick got a hold of me through WhatsApp, and he got the message through brother Billy out there, giving Billy a shout. He got the message through him that, you know, because I talked to Billy on the regular, and that's a help too, because some of the things I laugh because it's like I'm listening to a podcast. It's crazy, and I've been going. He's an old school surfer out of Hawaii and California out on the West Coast, and he's such a character, and such a lovely hearted person, and. So I've said to him, "Nah, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in podcasting. I'm not interested because I'm like, this is gold." So once I work out how to do it all through my phone and through my system and everything, there's people I want to get on and be able to chat with and get them on a podcast because it's it's gold. But yeah, you know, Rick got a hold of me, which I appreciated. Because he heard that from brother Billy when I was like, yeah, not feeling it. And then I, you know, again, another gem Tory that I've been, Van Life Wonder, that I've been building a friendship with. And she asked how I was doing once, not knowing really what was going on. And I was honest again, said, yeah, you know. And I'm not playing victim. I'm like, yeah, I'm not feeling it, but you know what? I'm on it. You know, I work it. You know, but you know, the next morning I get a message early morning when I woke up, because she lives over in Britain, England. I think she's in England. I know she travels all up and down, so I don't know where she's at half the time. But, you know, I could tell she just woke up and she's like, I just wanted to check in on you. And that's gold. That's gold right there. That's what I mean about the people that you bring with you on your journey. Those people right there. And I like checking on all my guys too. I had a little bit of a conversation with Dan from the group the other night. Checked in, see how he was doing, boom. He said, "That's weird, I was thinking about you," and all of a sudden I landed on his phone. But and then there's those people even till recent, within the past, shit, it's got to be few months. I don't think it's even been a year, to tell you the truth, because I haven't been. Yeah, it can't be, because I've only been podcasting since I put my first one out on December 6th, I think it was, of last year, 2023. And I don't remember if I knew this person before then. I think I did. I think because it was all part of that journey moving into the podcasting, because I had the equipment sitting over in the corner of the room for I don't know how long, because I was intimidated by opening up the box and figuring all the workings out of this thing. But I tell you, again, if you have the thing sitting there and it's not doing anything, you're not learning anything. It's better to just start getting it out, looking at it, start figuring out to plug things in. And I'm still learning a shit ton of stuff on here. I don't know me arse from the hole in the ground when it comes to podcasting. I tell you, I just put it out there and hope the message gets out. But this person is JoBeth, who I've recently met, and she has her own podcast out there called JoBeth on the Journey. I'm gonna work on it. I've never done it, but I think I know how to do it. Like I say, I'm kind of learning, but I'm gonna try and pull the Buzzsprout page, and then you can go to that, and you can check all her episodes out on there, all across all the platforms. The cool thing is I'm on Buzzsprout as well, so so I know once I throw this page out there to you guys, I'll put it in the description. But I met JoBeth through Instagram, and I can't remember. I think I caught her through another friend, Kat Angel. Go and check. She's on Instagram too. Go and check the stuff out on Instagram. And I was just watching. You know, I wasn't really big into podcasts. I sure wasn't. Even though I liked podcasts, I was one of those that would like get excited about all these different things I was finding and putting them in a list and then not listening to them. Right. So I had, like I say, I had some podcasts and all that like listed, but I never would go in there and bloody listen to them. So when I started seeing JoBeth pop up, it was I could see that she was breaking out into it, was interviewing people, which was different, even though that's what I want to get into at some point. But and I just started looking and watching, and again, wasn't really listening to the podcasts at all. And then this one day, I see one of my, I don't know if it was one of my podcast listings or what it was, I can't remember, but she had posted it up on her page, and I thought, holy shit. It was like one of those moments when you're like looking at someone that you're looking up to, and they post, and you're like, oh, damn. Like you've been recognised, and, you know, and the message of my friend Cockney Buddha, and I'm like, oh, wow. You know, and again, you don't realise that you're having these effects on people, guys. And again, it's all part of that journey. The paths were meant to cross. Absolutely was meant to cross. Because we're down to talking now. We just started. We just over the past not many months at all started talking, and go and check her podcast out. And I know there's a great story there, and I would, you know, it's one of those where I'm like, I'm intrigued, right? I get what, because of the work I do as well. I look at people and I think, I want to get you under the spotlight and right. But no, it's one of those where, you know, I'm interested in people. I'm interested in another human being. And especially when you start making those connections with those people that make that connection with you the same way, and it puts you in an excitable mode because it becomes more than part of the journey. It's like now you've got people you can share with, you can learn from, you can... You know, you can help each other to a goal, to a place that you want to go to, and that is gold. And these people, you know, they're your friends. JoBeth, I class as a friend of mine, and then now I'm starting to meet people that she's in touch with. So, and that's, you know, there's some messages that have gone back and forth and stuff, and you notice that people start looking at what you got on your pages and that starts building that network, and it starts building those people that I talk about that are big part of that journey on going forward, guys. Right? So remember, people that say about being self-made, right? Sure, you've put the work in, right? I get it. You've put that bloody work in. But just remember all the people before that have helped you get there. Yeah. So you've had a team. You've had a team there that have been helping you get to where you want to get to. And remember, these are all choices. You don't have to have these people on your team. It's choice whether they're there or not by you. Right? But if you choose the people that will pull you down, then you where you going? Where's the growth? If you choose the people that support, love, care, show you that they're there for you, they're the people that you want there. They're the ones that become the family, the chosen family. They're those ones. So I'm really looking forward to what's to come. I really am. It's gonna be one heck of a journey, guys. And remember, don't put anybody out of your journey. They're there for a reason. Even if it means that you're just gonna learn something from them, okay? Enjoy that journey, guys, and enjoy meeting the people that come across your path on that journey. Like I say, I got many, many, many. I've even got a mate that comes from London, 20 minutes from where I lived. I actually met him here when he moved around the back of me. And, crazy, right? Didn't know him when living in London. My frickin' brother Paul, right out there. Great guy, haven't met him here. And go and check out my YouTube channel, guys, the Cockney Buddha. Give me a like and subscribe, please, so I can get the analytics up and get it out to more people. It's all about the positive. I don't understand people paying attention to someone eating on the TV for comfort when you can get a positive word out there. So help me out, guys. Go and like, subscribe, give me some nice comments. Much love, guys.